The power of not reacting, the art of inner strength. Welcome to Rise Within, the place where we awaken the mind, strengthen the soul, and rediscover the wisdom already inside you. Today's topic is one of the most powerful skills any human can learn, the power of not reacting. Every day, life throws challenges your way: insults, disappointments, traffic jams, social media arguments, betrayal, heartbreak. Most people react immediately, with anger, with defense, with fear. But the truth is simple: the more you react, the more you lose control. Real strength begins when you no longer dance to every emotion the world sends your way. When you master the art of not reacting, you stop being a slave to chaos and start becoming the calm within it. So sit back, breathe deeply, and let's explore how to build that quiet power, the power of stillness, awareness, and unshakable inner control. Part 1: Why Reactivity Steals Your Power. Let's start with a simple truth. You cannot control the world, but you can always control your reaction to it. Every time you react impulsively, whether in anger, jealousy, or fear, you hand over your peace to something outside yourself. Think of how often we get irritated by things that don't matter tomorrow. A rude driver, a comment online, a person who doesn't text back. That momentary emotional storm costs you energy, clarity, and dignity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are disturbed by external things, it is not they that trouble you, but your judgment about them." When we understand this, everything changes. Because then, we see that people can provoke you, but only you decide whether to give them power. Reacting is natural, but not reacting is spiritual maturity. It's the difference between being emotionally driven and being consciously directed. Part 2: The Anatomy of Reaction. To understand why reaction feels automatic, we have to look at the brain. When something triggers you, say someone insults you, your amygdala, the brain's emotional alarm center, lights up instantly. It shouts threat, defend yourself, fight back. But if you pause even for a few seconds, your prefrontal cortex, the rational part, takes charge and says, "Wait, let's think before we act." Those few seconds are everything. That small gap determines whether you act with wisdom or regret later. Every time you pause before reacting, you rewire your brain for calm. You train your nervous system to be resilient instead of reactive. And slowly, you transform from being emotionally explosive to emotionally intelligent. Part 3: The Pause, Your Superpower. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived Nazi concentration camps, said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. That space is your superpower. When you pause, you rise above instinct. You stop being a victim of emotion and become its master. This is not suppression, it's transformation. It's not pretending you're calm when you're not. It's consciously choosing a higher response. The pause is where wisdom lives. It's where you access the version of yourself that acts, not reacts. Part 4: The World Wants You to React. Modern society is designed to keep you reactive. Social media provokes you. News headlines are crafted to trigger outrage. Even advertising manipulates your impulses. Buy now, react fast, don't think. Because a reactive person is easy to control. But a calm, centered person, that's dangerous. When you don't react, you break the system. You stop feeding negativity with your attention. Your calm becomes rebellion. Your peace becomes your power. The less you react, the more mysterious and powerful you appear. You are no longer predictable, and that makes you unshakable. Part 5: The Science of Emotional Mastery. Studies in psychology show that emotional regulation, the ability to control reactions, predicts success more than intelligence or education. Why? Because emotion drives decision-making. When you stay calm, your brain stays clear. You make better choices, speak wiser words, and project confidence. Every great leader, from Nelson Mandela to the Dalai Lama, had one thing in common: unshakable calm. They learned that reacting with anger wastes energy, while responding with clarity changes worlds. Part 6: Practical Training: How to Stop Reacting. Let's make it practical. Here are 7 powerful practices to train your mind daily. 1. The one-breath rule. When triggered, take one deep breath before any reaction. That single breath will often save you from saying or doing something you'll regret. 2. Name the emotion. Say to yourself, "I feel angry." The moment you name emotion, you separate yourself from it. You become the observer, not the victim. 3. Journal the triggers. Write down moments you overreacted. Ask why it hurt. You'll discover that most reactions come from unhealed wounds, not the present moment. 4. Detach from ego. Ego wants to be right. Wisdom wants to be free. Ask, do I need to win, or do I need peace? 5. Practice mindful delays. Before replying to emotional messages, wait 10 minutes. The delay gives your rational brain time to lead. 6. Reduce stimulation. Too much noise, news, and scrolling weaken your mental guard. Protect your attention, it's sacred energy. 7. Respond with purpose. Ask, what outcome do I want? Then act only if your words move toward that outcome. Practicing these daily will change your emotional life forever. Part 7: Stories of Masters of Calm. Let's look at examples. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, faced betrayal, plague, and war, yet his journal shows remarkable serenity. He wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Nelson Mandela, after 27 years in prison, came out with forgiveness instead of rage. That's the power of not reacting, turning pain into purpose. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Anger and intolerance are enemies of correct understanding." And even in modern times, think of professional athletes or soldiers. Those trained to stay calm under pressure perform best. Stillness is strength, not weakness. Part 8: The Spiritual Dimension. Beyond psychology and science, there's something deeply spiritual about not reacting. In silence, you meet your true self, the awareness that observes thought, emotion, and reaction. Every spiritual master, Jesus, Buddha, Lao Tzu, taught stillness. Why? Because when you stop reacting, you step into consciousness itself. You see life as it is, not as your ego wants it to be. In that silence, your intuition awakens. You start hearing the whispers of wisdom that the noise once drowned. Stillness is where the soul speaks. Part 9: Turning Pain into Power. You will face moments when silence feels impossible. When betrayal cuts deep. When people misunderstand your calm as weakness. But remember, silence is not surrender, it's self-command. It's saying, "I choose peace over drama." You are not ignoring reality, you're mastering it. When you can stay calm while everything burns around you, you are no longer merely human, you've become conscious. That's true power. So, my friend, the next time anger rises, pause. The next time life provokes you, breathe. Remember, the person who can control their reaction controls their destiny. Reaction is noise. Response is music. In that quiet pause lies your strength, your wisdom, and your freedom. This is the power of not reacting. A lesson not just to survive the world, but to transcend it. If this message touched you, share it with someone who needs peace today. And as always, rise within.